Hey YouTube, Grimscroll11 here. So today I'm going to be talking about my adventure at YCS Dallas, and I'm going to do a quick Dino-Rabbit deck profile, just because I haven't put up any content in a while, and I know Dino-Rabbit, like the deck, it doesn't change really from player to player, but I feel like I need to show you guys something, so I might as well post it up. So just real quick, at YCS Dallas, I was X2 all the way up into round 9, and then I lost to Paul Clark on the bubble. I decided to play Dark World. I felt the deck had a really solid matchup against a decent majority of the meta, with the exception of Inzectors, because I lost to 2 Inzector decks, and I lost to 1 Dino-Rabbit deck, because he activated Macrocosmos, and I had the MST, and then he activated another one, and I couldn't answer it. So, yeah, that's why I lost to Dino-Rabbit, I guess, because I didn't get a Grappa in Graveyard before he flipped Macro, so it made it very hard to, like, play against him. So, but I went to Game 3 against Dino-Rabbit. He just, I don't know, it was insane. But anyways, that was, like, YCS Dallas was amazing, honestly. It was my first YCS, and I enjoyed it a lot. So, while I was there, I picked up the stuff to play Dino-Rabbit, and I also picked up all the stuff to play Inzectors. So, I will be making deck profiles of both of those, but this is obviously the Dino-Rabbit one. So, I'm just going to go ahead and switch cameras so I can show you guys the Rabbit deck. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into it.
Alright, so just like with any other Rabbit deck, it obviously plays through Rescue Rabbit. This little guy's insanely broken, as we all know. So yeah, and then it plays 3 Tour Guide, clearly. If you're not playing 3 Tour Guide right now, with the exception of like heroes, you don't really want to win, I guess. And then the 1 Sangan. Alright, and then the 6 Vanillas, which are, yeah, these guys, 3 Cobazzules and 3 Sabersaurs. And then, at the moment, I'm opting to play 3 Guaiba. I saw this running around a lot at Dallas, and for those of you that didn't go, there was an insane amount of Inzectors there. Like, I would say the most represented decks there were Dino-Rabbit and Inzector. So, and this is very good in the Inzector matchup, and because you play Lances and stuff, you can, game 1, it's not too terrible. I mean, it's pretty bad in the mirror, but you can work with it, and then game 2 and 3, you obviously take it out. Alright, these are Effect Veilers. They're not Thunder Kings. These were the closest commons I had. I'm opting to play 2 Effect Veiler because Inzector is such a huge matchup. I haven't gotten to test this deck as extensively as I would like, but 2 Effect Veiler seems to be a decent call because you can't really play Skill Drain in this deck. And then the 1-ofs, 1 Grand Mole and 1 Gores. Alright, and then for the spells, Trip Space, Typhoon, it's not really a horrible idea. Obviously, it's pretty standard in all Dino-Rabbit decks, as it would seem. And then Triple Lance. This card is absolutely phenomenal. It helps you boost Guaibas, or not boost Guaibas. It helps you shrink the monsters that are either attacking or you're attacking with Guaiba. And it keeps you from, when you summon like a Logia or a Dolka, you can hit it with Lance if they try to bottomless, or if you try to swing, if you swing into a prison, or anything like that really. And then double Smashing Ground, just because like with the rise of Jellin Duos and Spirit Reapers and Fools and stuff, Smashing Ground is your main decked game 1 outs, because apparently people are main decking Spirit Reaper now, so you don't really want to. Of course, you always have Lance, so you play about 5 outs to Spirit Reaper, give or take, and you also play Mind Control, so I guess that's 6. Alright, and then the one ofs is Avarice, Mind Control, that, I picked that up from one of my friends at Dallas, and then Heavy, Reborn, and Dark Hole. So yeah, that is the entire spell lineup. It's pretty, like I said, this deck is pretty standard. And then the 2 Fiendish Chain. I was playing 3, but I kept drawing it. Like, I kept drawing multiple Fiendish Chains. And not to say that's a bad thing, but drawing multiple Fiendish Chains and then, like, nothing else, no monsters, is pretty terrible. So I just decided to cut it to 2, and it's been, the deck draws a little bit more consistent now. That's really the main issue I have with this deck anyways. Alright, 2 Warnings. It doesn't really need explanation. 2 Torrent. I think it was Frazier that was only playing 1, and I can definitely understand why, because once you establish field presence with the Logia, you're not really going to activate Torrential Tribute and then neg yourself. So I can see playing 1 and then like Mirror Force as your other mass removal card. It's definitely acceptable. I'm not sure that personally that I would do it, but it's worth testing, that's for sure. And then the last one, the last main board card is Solemn Judgment. So that's the entire main deck. I believe it's 41 cards. I'd have to go through and count. It's either 40 or 41, one of the two. And then the sideboard is 2 Fool. And I'm playing the Fool because I unfortunately only own 1 Jellin Duo. So until I get another one, I'm just going to play the Fool, because Jellin Duo really is only better because, well, it's actually infinitely better because it has 1700 and it's a 3-star, obviously. Or a 4-star, I'm sorry. So you can exceed with it. So, yeah, because you can't really exceed with the Fool because he's level 1. Anyways, yeah. The Fool, obviously. And then Snowman Eater. This is becoming another big main board and sideboard card. I see a lot of people main decking this, actually. Snowman Eater is amazing. That is for sure. Which, with the rise of Snowman Eater, you obviously have to side Chalice, so that way you don't run Logias into Snowman Eaters and then lose them. But Snowman Eater is amazing versus heroes and in the mirror match, and it's pretty crappy against everything else, but it's okay against windups too. But for the main part, those are the 2 decks to be siding against. And then I'm siding 2 Maxi. I'm not playing Maxi in the main right now because it's really only good against windup. So, and with like the lower amount of wind decks being played, I don't really see a reason in devoting main board cards to Maxi. So I just opted to not main deck them. I just side them, and then 2 Chalice, obviously, because of all the Snowman Eaters, you can negate it in the damage step, and then you don't lose your guy. Alright, Shadow Mirrors, because Dark World is obviously this deck's worst matchup, and because Inzectors are also a deck, and this shuts down both of those. Alright, 2 Decree, probably going to be switched for Prisons, in all honesty, because the mirror match and heroes, Dimensional Prison just shines. Decree is decent against heroes because they typically play a huge trap count. Hero Beat anyways. Bubble Beat usually doesn't play that many traps. But yeah, Hero Beat usually sides into a lot of traps. I know Dark World, because I've played the deck, I mean, it's still my main deck. I know I side mostly traps in Dark World. So World of Decree is pretty decent against the meta right now, but I would probably play Prison over it, honestly. And then 3 Macro, because Dark World just scoops to this card, which is why I lost to Dino-Rabbit, because of Macro. So yeah, that's the sideboard. So nothing too fantastic, to be honest. And then the extra deck, which is also very, like, this Dino-Rabbit is a very standard, uninnovative, boring deck to me, and I absolutely hate it. So anyways, the extra deck is 3 Logia. You can obviously just play 2. 3 is just a safety measure because I play Gwaiba. So, I mean, it would be really bad to need a 3rd Logia and not. I would rather have the Logia and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay, 2 Dolka. Dolka is absolutely broken versus Inzectors, as well as versus the mirror match. So, yeah, Dolka. He's worth every bit of $65 in my opinion. Alright, and then the one other rabbit specific card is Zenmeister. I'm going to show the rest of the extra deck, but this is the last card that you essentially have to play in Rabbit until we get Gemini Pearl. Just because when your opponent, like when you Rabbit into two Cavazuls, not two Cavazuls, into two Sabersaurus, and your opponent flips Gozen, you can just exceed into this. So that's what that is. And then if you make a Kava, if you go into two Cavazuls or whatever, you can't do anything. So you just because Cavazuls is water. But anyways, all right. The rest of the extra deck is 2 Leviair. Like, you need 2 Leviair in this deck. That is 100% for sure. Just because Leviair bring back Rabbit is an absolutely ridiculous play. Leviathan Dragon, Zenmaines, Acid Golem, Giga, Utopia. I finally got a Utopia Ray, and you main deck Mind Control, so why not play it? And then I play Roach. Obviously, I'm going to switch this for Submersible Arrow Shark because, Joe Girolando and Fraser Smith were both playing it, and I can definitely understand why. The card is absolutely... Okay, it's not absolutely amazing. It's an out to Gelin duo, and that's literally all it is. But Roach doesn't do that much for you right now. I think after not Heretics, however... Yeah, Heretics, I guess is what they're calling it in the TCG, come out, Roach is going to be good. So, probably we'll take out Submersible Arrow Shark then. Or drop a Logia or something, but Roach is good. That's all I have to say about that. So that's my entire Dino-Rabbit deck. I guess if you have any comments or questions or anything like that, feel free to PM me. But the deck, like I said, is very standard, so I don't really know what anybody could ask to change about the deck. So anyways, until next time, I will see you guys.